Hi there, welcome back to the TUT class. In today's class, we'll be looking at latitude and longitude. Now, in today's class, we'll be looking at the introduction to longitude and latitude, and we'll be covering these basic objectives. Maybe not completely in this video, but we'll be covering some of this and even more. Definition of latitude and longitude, fact about latitude and longitude, or the key things you need to know about longitude and latitude. The poles formula, how to represent angles with their respective poles, on the sphere. Now, apart from our geography students, those who does mathematics or who everybody does math actually. So, you need this very much well. Now, when we hear the word latitude or longitude, the first thing you should notice is that what latitude and longitudes are both what lines. So latitude is a line, the same thing as what longitude. Now, what is latitude? Latitude is a line, along the north-south region, of the Earth or of the sphere. So latitude is what a line along the north-south region of the Earth. Now, for longitude in its own case also is also a line along what the east-west region of the Earth. That is, if I see a line along the south and the north, what am I talking about? I'm looking at what latitude. And if I see a line along the east and west, I'm looking at the longitude. Now, how do we mean? Now, for facts or key things you need to know about latitude and longitude is this. We have what we call great circles, we have what we call small circles. Now, great circles are the circles along the line of longitude. Some people refer to lines of longitude or longitude as great circles. Now, the same thing, small circles in its own case are the circles along the lines of in this case latitude. Another thing you need to know is that lines of latitude or latitude are also called parallel of latitude. And for lines of longitude, these are also called prime meridian. Now, other things you need to know are this. We have what we call equator, and we have what we call Greenwich meridian time, also known as GMT. Now, how do we mean by this? This equator is associated basically, with latitude, and this GMT is associated basically with with longitude. Now, how do we mean? Now, equator and Greenwich meridian are similar, but in their different form. Now, specifically, what are we saying? If I have a sphere as this, this is my sphere. This line that cuts this sphere into two equal parts from the top down is called my It's called my GMT. And at this point, I have 0 degrees. So it means this is my origin for lines of longitude, and in this case, this is my what? Equator. Okay, and this is my origin for what? Lines of what? Latitude. Remember, this is my GMT, this is my equator, this is what? 0 degrees, 0 degrees. They represent both all origins for what? Latitude and what? Longitude, respectively. Now, moving forward, moving forward. Before we come to this point, say in our next video, let's look at the poles formula. Now, when we say poles, what do we mean? We mean north, south, east, and west. So, poles formula. For my poles formula, how do I mean? Now, you know something about magnetism, right? We say like poles does what? Attract, or like poles repel. Now, in this case, let's say it's going to be when we have north, north, just take note. North, north, what I do here is what? I subtract. When I have south, south, what will I do here? I will subtract. When I have north, south, I'll do what? Add. Now, and for this, what do we have? These are all for my lines of latitude. For lines of longitude now, when I have east, east, what will I do? I subtract also, because they are like poles, they repel. If I have west, west, what will I do? I subtract. But if I have east, west, or west, east, whichever it may be, what will I do here? I would what? I would add. So that's my poles formula. In my next class, I'll be looking at how to represent angles with their respective poles, and then we'll move on from there.